Ew. Whew. Hope you guys are having a good night. Kinda had a few chores I need to take care of, so another late start, I guess, but that's okay. Yeah, I kind of got taken off guard because I thought I had a bit more time to do a couple of other tasks or even like another drawing, and I didn't realize that due to time zone differences that Mark Calliope's concert was tonight. So mistakes were made, but still, she had a banging concert, so many different guests, and especially with the last song that she did too. I'm still steadily going over the stuff from Hallfest. Like, I'm barely done stage 1, day 1, but it's just nice to see how I put it, like what being an idol does to people, I guess. And hopefully they can keep going strong for years to come, basically. What else is there to say? Yeah, like, did not expect Olive Myth to show up for her last song, but I guess it kind of lines up since all of them were in Japan anyway for Hallfest and stuff like that, or maybe it was recorded even earlier. But congrats to her, 4 years. Oh my gosh, does time fly? Doesn't even feel like that long ago that like I started watching Hall Live, and everyone who's debuted since then. Like, wow. So is this what it means to feel old now, based on the internet? It feels like 2007, oh my god. 2007 was almost 2 decades ago, and that was when YouTube was just starting to come around. Oh, well, speaking of like stuff on the internet, then we're going to be contributing more to the flow of content. We're going to be finishing up Dizzy's portrait for today. I'm hoping I can get pretty far into it, but we'll see. If I don't get it done tonight, then I'll finish it up tomorrow and then post it. So, to put things into perspective, here's how far I got last time, which is pretty good. There's something about the hair that's a little bit off-putting to me, like maybe the bangs here are too... Yeah, it's probably the bangs, like they should be over here rather than up here. Let me adjust that real quick. I'm not too sure if I'm gonna add in color to this. Oh, shoot. Yeah, the bangs should be a little bit wider, I'd say. Yeah, there we go. Of course, this is just like the outline. I'm gonna refine this a little bit later. Very happy with how the I want to say Twin Tails turned out though. Like once I start adding in some texture, it'll look real nice. Anyways, let's get to it. Gotta turn down the opacity and then go from there. Really need to come up with more background music as well. I hate to listen to the same thing like on repeats. I mean, some songs are like that, like, I was looking over Suise's, I forget how to pronounce it, like, Bibbidi? Yeah. Like her, animated one that she based off, like, what's it called? Cinderella. It's amazing to see how quickly it's got into, like, 8 mil. It's gonna hit 9 mil pretty soon at this rate. Hopefully she's having a good break and stuff like that. What else is there to say? I also got a little bit delayed because there's some really excellent wrestling tonight. AEW, although I'm a little bit concerned if they've lost their step, have done a great job in just showcasing their wrestlers in general. Like, despite everything, it's still top notch, especially now that they have Will Ospreay on their roster. So tonight they basically opened with like Ospreay versus Will Hobbs, and oh my gosh, that match. It was a perfect contrast between styles too, because Ospreay isn't that big of a wrestler. Although he's a heavyweight, he still generally looks like a junior heavyweight, if that makes sense. Like, he's built, but in general his size is, or his build is different than that of a traditional heavyweight, which is fine because it allows him to move how he wants without slowing down, and that's what he's good at anyway. Meanwhile, for Hobbs has always been like the perfect big man, I'd say. Like, to see his like, Hobbs has been growing leaps and bounds basically, so it's always a pleasure to see him in the ring, doing his power slams, his taunts, that sort of thing. Nice. Like, for big men especially, they need to find ways to stand out, because it's a very crowded field at the moment. Like, being big is not just a guaranteed attraction anymore. You need to do more than that nowadays. I think Archer has that down really well. For Archer, his whole gimmick is that he uses everything at his disposal in order to win, including but not limited to throwing other people at his opponents, which I think is a really nice touch. I remember one time when Archer was first around AEW, he had a feud with Darby, and in that case, or was it with Darby, or no, it was Cody, and it might have been Cody in general, but he basically went backstage and just started tossing security and other dudes around while Jake the Snake Roberts was narrating behind him, and he managed to toss one of those security guards from the floor into the ceiling above him. Like, it was some like Looney Tunes level of stuff, but his intensity made it all work. Oh my gosh, I kinda miss that era of AEW. But yeah, they just need to find ways to improve their backstage segments now. There's still a lot of hope. And by far the wrestling, like the quality of the wrestling now is just crazy. And everyone has their own style too, so they're still staying true to their original like mission ethos of like changing the world and also having stuff for everyone. I do wish they would bring back some of the comedy bits a little bit though, because it's mostly really intense stuff right now, especially with the ending segment for tonight. But all things considered, I really like where their main event feuds are going between Joe and Swerve. If you didn't watch it, Swerve basically went all out, psycho mode, something he hasn't... Well, I guess the last time he did it was mostly in his feud with Hangman. like, Swerve's character progression is just so fascinating to me. Like, people are cheering a man who went into another beloved hero's home, taunted his baby, and threatened to do other things in that house, even though even his lackeys knew that was wrong. And despite all of that, people cheer him because he has a really compelling, like, story, and also has the wrestling to back it up. It's very reminiscent to what MJF did in getting people onto his side. How to do this? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I just hope MJF comes back soon as well. I mean, there's still room at the top of the card and stuff, especially for Collision. Oh shoot, there should be a Dark Zone here. So hopefully he comes back and gets his revenge on the Undisputed Kingdom. It just sucks that Adam Cole is injured right now. Okay. Not gonna lie, this part of the hair is a little bit weird to me. I feel like it should be thinner. I probably made her ears too long, and that's why this is throwing me off. Yeah, it's probably that. So that means I need to attach this a little bit further in. There we go. And then a little bit of hair. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, there we go. Hey. Oh, dang, that actually looks nice. Wow. Okay, let's keep going with the texture. I don't mind if it looks a little bit rough, because Dizzy's also kind of like that too. Bit of a diamond in the rough. I find her story to be fascinating as well, how she didn't intend to go back to streaming, but eventually with fan support she decided to make a comeback to it instead of just staying as a manager. So I hope to sort of capture that. It's been a while since, I think I mentioned this last stream, but it's been a while since I've seen that level of creativity. Probably not since, like, Hachima's, like some first streams. Okay, so that's the hair. Gotta link this up over here. I think. Oh no, it should curve a little bit more. Right? Yeah, there we go. Ah, no, I curved it too much. Hmm. This should be okay, right? Maybe it's like the placement of the bangs again, plus the eyes. Hold on. Yeah, I'll probably need to adjust those bangs. Da, da, da. Ba, da, da. Still, she brought up some pretty interesting points, like, what does it even mean to be a content creator at this point? Like, how do you manage to maintain your sanity and all that while still being true to yourself? I'm sure everyone's got their own way of coping with that. And definitely, there's no one-size-fits-all solution. I just hope people, like all streamers, find their own way before getting burnt out or something like that. There we go. What else has happened recently? Haven't really been paying attention too much to, like, sports lately. Although I kind of wish I did. I mean, being Canadian, I have to be behind the Toronto Raptors, but I know they're struggling quite a bit this year. I still believe they have quite a few pieces to play with, especially with, like, Scotty Barnes and stuff. But... and, like, they're hungry for wins and stuff like that, too. But there's just something off about the team. Like, they definitely need... to maintain their defensive identity and stuff like that. But it could also be that they're just really unlucky with the refs. Because when you play defense, you're pretty much at the mercy of the refs. Which can work at times, like, especially when it comes down to blocking shots efficiently and stuff like that, and disrupting your opponent's strategy so that they get even more frustrated. It just sucks that they had to trade OG. Like, literally one of the best defensive players out there. They still have quite a bit of quickness to work with though, but there's gotta be more that they can do. I'm probably also talking out of my butt for that, because like, it's been a while since I've watched a Raptors game. I just hope they can keep rebuilding around Scotty for the next little while. And I guess I still have to trust Masai too. Things are rocky at the moment, but it's not over yet. I didn't hear no bell. Alright. So that's my hair outline, right? Okay, this is doable. Her hairstyle's so weird because, like, where her highlights are don't necessarily match up where the bright zones are. So it's kind of trippy in that sense. So it's like this, then like that, and like that. There we go. Still debating if I should go back and color this too, but we'll see. Okay, then gotta match the twin tails. There we go. And then, yeah, I gotta lighten this part up a little bit. Probably go back and redo that. That's okay though. There. Oddly enough, yeah, it's weird because she has bright spots over here. And then dark spot. Yeah, there's dark spots over here. There we go. Okay. So that should do for the hair. Oh, whoops. Then just gotta do a little bit of this. There we go. Then a little bit of this. Should probably do more cross-hatching, to be honest, but I think I like this look because it makes it look like the hair is all going in one direction. Cross-hatching probably works better for fabrics and stuff like that. And then let me do the same thing. Yeah, this should be a little bit darker, brighter on the top like this. Yeah, there we go. It won't be completely dark due to how the light's hitting it, but it'll be close. Then down under. Gotta do a little correction here as well then. This part over here should be a little bit dark. Like that. And then this part should be bright again. I really need to learn how to do live 3D rigging. Oh. There we go. And do the same thing over on this side. I'm assuming that the light's coming in from here, so that means this side should be lit up, like so. Okay, there we go. Now that I think about it, this is my 31st drawing stream. Can't believe it's already gone to that point. Didn't think I'd make it this far. I mean, drawing is a skill that every person should have, just in case, like, you have to like diagram something or demonstrate something on the fly, or like point out something. Or I guess you never know when you're going to be pulled in for like a court case or something like that and have to identify something. But it's one thing to draw something, it's another thing to have your own style to it. That's something I've struggled a lot with. I was going back to my old artwork actually, and I was like, how in the world did I draw that? It was just some basic landscape portraits from when I went camping down in the Rockies. Maybe it was out of boredom, maybe it was like inspiration, I'm not quite sure, but there's always something to be learned when you go back and try to investigate things. Yeah. Anyways. One thing I'd really like to learn again is printmaking though, mostly because my style at the moment really complements that. So like, yeah, actually, yeah, this main technique I'm using right now is basically based off like German Expressionism and that sort of style. So with that, with lino cuts, with cutting with bronze, you're basically given a sheet and asked to carve things out. You don't really have the ability to make any like colors or stuff like that. Like depending on how hard you cut into it, that will affect how white or black it is. Oh, let me change this. But then afterwards, in order to add texture, that's all depending upon how good your line work is. Like how well you can, or how much control you have over your chisel. My teacher would get super, I won't say protective, but like very cautionary about that, being sure that if you're cutting something, make sure that you don't have your hand in the way, or else like the blade of that chisel will like cut right through, and that would be bad for obvious reasons. Okay. There we go. It's pretty expensive to get that material though, and there's a couple steps that are required for it, such as like soaking a piece of paper, getting a roller so that you can apply the paint, like the ink, evenly, and then a special cutting like base so that you can like frame things properly, as well as like the actual press. Probably set you back a couple thousand, if not more. Is that it? There we go. Okay, so that's the face and the ears. I could probably do the neck. Or maybe, yeah, the neck should be a different layer actually. Mostly because I'm concerned about... Oh, let me put the neck accessory as a different layer. And then I can do face and ears and neck as its own layer like that. Just to make things a little bit more organized. So that should be lit up. Yeah, there we go. And then I need eyes. So this part's probably the hardest. And the eyes needs to go below the hair layer. Like that. Oh. Oh no? There you go. Mostly because her eyes are... like shaded in a specific way. Like right now she kind of looks like a goat. But that's because there's a bit of a barrier because this part's more shaded compared to this part over here. And then in the center you'll have her pupil. I don't know how much of that I'll be able to capture though. At the very least her expression's on point. Okay, now here comes the hard part. I have to basically create 3 regions within that eye. So there's this dark region, well, shadowed region, a light-ish region, and then at the bottom here, he has a very light region. So I could start with that one first, and then work my way around. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Then... I don't know if this is suitable for it. And then around that she has her irises, which are pretty white, like that. Then I'll have to add in that shine later. There we go. People is starting to take shape. Okay. Just like that. She has really small pupils. Huh. See how that looks. Nice. Okay, good. There we go. Leave a little bit of a gap to show that's where the iris is. Or, well, the cornea, that's it. Or you could just leave it blank. That could work too. There we go. Okay, just need to fine-tune those ears a little bit. I've always been bad at drawing ears, to be honest. It's just something weird about the inner shape to me. Oh well. Once I'm done with that, though, it's just a matter of fixing up the, what's it called? Like fixing up the hair. So that's that. I don't know if I'm going to add in the hair accessory. It seems like a lot of effort. Oh well. Just gotta fix up the hair and that should be that. There we go. Nice. Yeah, it's mostly about the hair at this point. The eyes should be okay. A little bit more towards the bottom here. And then probably making these a little bit thicker. All that mascara. You know what would be cool? Like some sort of fashion show, just reviewing like VTuber fashion. Just some random exhibit or something like that. Oh. There we go. Okay, so I think that's where I'm gonna end it for tonight. The eyes looking pretty good. Oh, wait. There we go. Yeah, I'll have to fix up the hair a little bit later though. Mostly because the shading is so weird with the highlights. That's okay. So we'll end it off there for tonight. Yeah, that's about it. So hope you guys have a good night. See ya.